Hi, I'm Sean from Wealthquest, and today we're going to talk about how couples can improve conversations around money. Very important that a couple has a good understanding of the family budget and their family financial picture. And generally what we see is one spouse is the primary keeper of the checkbook, the primary money management person, and the other spouse is much more passive and hands-off and sometimes totally uninvolved with the family's financial picture. It's important that both are involved, and we're going to talk a little bit about why, but you never know when a circumstance may happen where the passive spouse has to become more involved because of some situation or circumstance that happens. But also it's important, couples tend to be happier when they're both comfortable with their financial position. So just having a general understanding and knowing, both parties knowing where things are makes for a better relationship. In order to really accomplish that, it's also important that there's a shared goal. So that can come from the financial plan, it can come from discussions a husband and wife has, but it's important that there is a shared goal and an agreement on what you're trying to accomplish with your family's finances. In thinking about what you want to accomplish, often we see budgets. We think about budgeting, and budgeting tends to have a negative connotation. It's restrictive, and we don't want to necessarily be restrictive. We work hard every day. It's okay to spend money. We should have more of a spending plan. Here's how we're going to spend money. Here's how we're going to save. Here's whether it's 401k, our emergency savings, savings for a future purchase. But we have the savings plan, but then we're also going to have a spending plan. Here's how much we spend on this. Here's how much we can spend on that. And it gives us the freedom and the ability to spend some money and not feel guilty. In order to really do that, though, and monitor the progress, it's generally helpful to have some type of financial management tool. There are softwares out there, Quicken, Mint. You could even use Excel. We've seen people use spreadsheets, although they're not quite as effective as the softwares that are built specifically for this. But by using some type of tracking tool, you can see, and it's very clear, here we're saving the amount we're supposed to, we're spending what we had planned to spend in this category or that category, or maybe we're overspending somewhere and didn't even realize it. So it gives us the ability to better control and manage that spending and deal with unforeseen expenses, emergencies, or just unexpected things we need to spend money on. And so we can more easily see what's going on in our house. Being able to monitor that is great, and the person who's primarily dealing with the money will really enjoy that tool, and it'll be more useful for that person. But in order to engage the more passive spouse, the one who's not as involved with money, there needs to be a mechanism to pull all this together. The best recommendation is to have actual discussions, to sit down and talk about it. Planned meetings, not necessarily boardroom type meetings with formal agendas and everything, but important to have dedicated time so there's not distractions. There's not children pulling attention away, or a television, or emails, or whatever else may be going on in your household. But if you have dedicated time to sit down and have a discussion, 10 minutes, 15 minutes on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and say, hey, here's kind of what's going on, here's where our money is, we're spending a little too much here, or we had planned to do this, and here's where everything is, then it allows both parties to be involved, be engaged, and have a good understanding of where the current financial position is and how you're tracking towards your goals. And so if you can monitor and share back and forth between each other, it's going to make for easier financial discussions. It's going to make for a more successful financial plan going forward. I hope this helps. We'll see you next week.